Dr. Daisy here. Nice to meet you. What's your name again? Okay. And confirm your date of birth for me. So, what is bringing you in today? I can see, yeah, you're very pale, a bit, you know, not a lot of color going on in the face. Yeah, I'm really glad you came in, you know? This could have been terminal. Yeah, a lot of people don't take it seriously, but, you know, I listen to people, and I understand that this is wrong. Well, you've come to the right place because you're gonna be okay as long as you're here, okay? First thing I'm gonna check your temperature. Just close your eyes for me. Just gonna get it on the eyelid. It's a thinner part of the skin, so it's easier. Okay. It's exactly as I suspected. Yes, unfortunately, I do have to tell you that you have to be diagnosed with lack of glam, or, well, the full medical term is lack of glamoritis, but that's not really important to you. What we can do now is we do have to do very quickly. I mean, you're not too far gone, so we don't need to do a surgery or anything, but I do need to hook you up to an IV and get you some medications here, and then I'll send you home with some prescriptions as well. Okay? Don't worry, it's all okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook you up to an IV. Don't worry. This is fairly simple and not very painful at all. Okay. So, stick out your arm for me. Yeah. How long have you been having these symptoms? A couple of months. Oh my gosh. Well, you're lucky it's not worse than it is. This could have been really bad. Okay. So, you can see this is just a beaded glitter IV. This is one of the strongest ones that we use. I'm gonna hang this over here. And so I'm gonna have this will constantly be pumping glitter into your veins, but it will also be gonna switch out the glitter with different injections. And I'll tell you which ones those are. So just give me your arm, okay? Put this there. And then get the needle here. You don't have to look if you don't want to. Do you want me to tell you when it's going in? Okay. Just give a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. And okay. That's it. So now you have that glitter, those glitter beads going right into your system. So that's gonna really rework you from the inside out. Okay. And I would recommend when you're at home and you're trying to avoid getting sick like this, that you keep reinstituting glitter outside. You don't have to do it, obviously you don't need to do it in your veins when you're home, because you're just sort of keeping up the glam as opposed to having to do a full medical reversing of the unglam. Understand? Okay. Now, another thing you have to do, we're gonna put a couple of different liquids into the IV, okay? The first one we're going to do, there's 3 different medications, and they're in different strengths, but they also help different parts of the body reinstitute its glam, okay? So the first one is Victoria's Secret Pear Vanilla. This is important because you need a nice sort of bright vanilla-y sort of, you need something very bright, something very warm. That's more, this is almost like a soup. It's trying to just get you better. It's a delicate medication, but it's good to have in the system. So I'm just gonna put this into it. The next one is YSL Black Opium. this is a medication that you'll get a lot when you come to the hospital. It's really a good, it's almost like an ibuprofen. It just helps. It's a good painkiller. It helps everything. It goes with everything, really. You're gonna want, when you're at home and you're just applying things, you're gonna want to go for something that is a little bit, is the problem that maybe you're experiencing is when you're having these pains, you're aiding it with maybe like a very light, soft, citrusy scent. And you really, if you don't want to get sick, you need to, go for something real. You need to go for something glittery. You need to go for something hardcore. You need to go for vanillas, coffee, very bright, bold scents. And that'll really help with the lack of glam if you're experiencing glam deficiencies, okay? Okay. And I'm gonna inject this one into the IV. Okay. And the last one, because I was saying that you are unfortunately so sick, I do have to get you a more it's definitely a more powerful medicine, and I will warn you that it's seen in some individuals as addictive, and obviously I wouldn't want you to experience a very expensive addiction that could, very much harm your life. But because of what's going on, and because I know that this is, glam deficiency can be so exasperating, I would like to offer it to you if you're okay with that, okay? This is Tom Ford. Yes, it's a rose. It's pure rose. Very, very pungent medicines like this one. Obviously they can be very, very addictive because they are so intense, and you'll want to have this around you all the time. And you can even smell with the cap on. You can smell it all the way from there, yeah. But I'm just warning you now, you don't want to get an expensive addiction. So you might just want to stick to something a little bit more simpler when you're at home. Yeah. But as I was saying, I do think you need this right now. So I'm going to put it in if that's okay with you, okay? Alright. I'm writing now that you've given written consent to use the Tom Ford, as well as putting in that we gave you bare vanilla and black opium. Okay. I'm going to do one because this one is so strong. I'm not going to put it intravenously. I'm going to just spray it, okay? Okay. How are you feeling? Feeling a little bit better? Okay. Okay, good. Good. That's good to hear. Yes, we do have the good stuff here. But it's also not very good to be in a hospital, so hopefully this will just get you all back to speed and you won't need to come back. Okay. So just a couple more things I wanted to get you while you're here. Because, because the glam was so low, we do have to go for a glitter eyeshadow. Obviously, you don't need to go for one of these every single day. If that's not how you're feeling, you can if you'd like. It'd be, very beneficial to you. But just make sure that you're always reapplying, something more colorful, more bold, more glam. If you stick to maybe neutrals every single day, that can get you really sick and it can really affect your body. So I'm just gonna put this dark purple glitter, put it on your eyes and your other eye, and then this light glitter right on top, okay? Don't be afraid to apply as much as you need, okay? Okay. And you can get this over the counter. Yeah, you don't need a prescription for this one. This one's having some issues closing. There we go. Yeah, Revlon, you can just get this over the counter. Most drugstores have it, okay? And let me see. As I was saying, I do want to make sure I'm giving you pretty strong products. I don't want it to be, medicine that is, again, if you want like a natural medicine when you're feeling in between, it's okay. But again, if it's this serious, we want to make sure that we're taking your health very seriously. We want to make sure that we're giving you things that are very powerful. Again, a nude lip may be good on some days, but when you're, experiencing deficiencies like this, it's clear that you need more. I'm gonna give you this bright pink. It's Confetti Pop Clinique. This one I will need to write you a prescription for. It's not sold at the drugstore, but I can write you a prescription for if you like it. Okay. Okay. Just give me your lips. Okay, perfect. You're already looking a lot better. A lot more color in your face. Yeah. 1 second. I'm just gonna put in that I administered the Revlon and the Clinique Confetti Pop. Let me just see. This is Seductive. If you want to pick that up when you go home, okay? So now that I've written that down, there's just a couple more things that I have to do for you. I'm gonna get you, let's see what I have. I'm gonna give you a little bit of mascara. First, I'm also gonna do just a little bit of eyeliner. Your eyebrows look okay to me. I don't need any filling in or anything. But if you did want to, maybe if you were feeling like you're suffering from lack of glam regularly, you could always pluck or trim or shave them into a new style. That can always be very exciting. And then you could fill those in with different colors. You don't need to do the color that's on top of your head. You could also experiment with some hair dyes. Those are all some remedies, and there are even natural hair dyes if you want a more natural remedy. You could do henna if you want a red tint. You can also do semi-permanent dyes as opposed to permanent dyes if you want something that'll sort of aid in your lack of glam without doing more and more medicines. You could also maybe try a new haircut as well. Yeah, definitely. I see your hair is a little long, maybe a little split ends. Maybe you could do some layers. That could be exciting. Yeah. In fact, what I can do is in your chart, I could refer you to a hairstylist, and that'll be a specialist that'll help you out with the glam deficiency on the hair side, okay? And if you want, I could also refer you to a lash technician, a brow technician if you're interested in threading, plucking, waxing, whatever. Okay, yeah, I can do that for you as well. Just adding a note here to remember to do it upon your discharge papers, okay? Okay, so I'm just gonna put some eyeliner on you first. And this is gonna go, I know that you're probably used to just a little bit, but you definitely need a wing today. And I'm also gonna put some underneath your eye as well, because as I said, if you want to go for a more basic look on the daily, that's fine. Just make sure you're keeping up the glam, or else you will will, unfortunately. End up back here, and as much as you're very kind, I don't want to have to see you again. It's not a great place to have regular customers, you know what I mean? Okay. Let me just put some mascara on you as well. And some on this side as well. Some over here as well. Okay. Gorge. It looks very good. And you're already looking so much better. I feel like I don't have to worry as much for you. I will do one more thing while you're here. I do have a medicine you can take home. Usually I would just give you a prescription, but because you're here and we do have some things filled at our pharmacy here, I'm going to give you this to take home, okay? This is a 6-day supply of lashes. So I have two sets of lashes in here. You are allowed to reuse these. You might even get more use out of these. But 2 to 3 days is usually pretty good. And all you're gonna do is use a mirror, you put it underneath, and you can use tweezers, but you also don't have to. And you just put them on top. And I will also actually, you know what I'll do? Is I'll also write you a prescription for lash glue so you can get these on, okay? Alright. And you can pick that up. We have a pharmacy, as I said, within the hospital. So I'll be able to get that for you when you discharge, okay? Okay. And again, this is a rather strong medication. I would like to remind you that if you were to try to sell this medication, that is illegal. And also, if you need more, always welcome to come back, but it may not be something that you want to be doing all the time. It's just a little expensive, but again, sometimes you need glam. So I'm giving you something strong, okay? It's very strong. And I'll give this to you, okay? Okay. And I'm just gonna write, I gave you the prescription for the lashes. I'm also gonna give you that prescription for your lash glue. Okay. Alright, how are you feeling? Yeah, a lot better? Good. It's good to hear. Because this can be serious, as I was saying. You don't want to get, lack of glam. It can be very serious. And as I said, it can be fatal. A lot of people don't take it seriously. They just think, oh, it's okay. I can just do a nude lip for today. It's fine. But they don't even notice how bad they're feeling, And then they start getting really sick and they wonder why. Yeah, but I'm glad you came in and took your health seriously, because we take your health seriously. Yeah, you understand. What I can do for you is, as I said, I'm giving you that prescription for the lash glue. You have the prescription for your lashes. And I did give you a couple of painkillers here today. Do you feel like you might need more painkillers? Again, you are not to sell these. You are to be using them as per the instructions. I will write you a prescription for the black opium. Black opium you can reapply once in the morning and then once at night, okay? Once midday, if you're still feeling like you need a little bit more. You can also replace the nighttime one for midday if you feel like 2 is fine, but you don't need it at night. Maybe you don't go out at night. You could just do an extra spray midday. And again, that's going to be a spray form. Obviously, I gave it to you, the intravenous medication here, but it'll be a spray form, okay? Okay. Yeah, you're going to spray it right here on your pressure points, and you're going to just tap it. You don't want to rub it, just tap it. And then you'll do it on your neck. You can even put some on your hair. And You can even, I mean, you can put it anywhere. Put it on your hip bones. And I'm gonna recommend that you don't exceed probably 8 to 10 sprays a day. It is strong, and also you want to make sure that it lasts. It's gonna be a 12-day supply. Okay. All right. You don't want to do too much. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you sit here and just finish the rest of the medication. As I said, we put the painkillers in. We also have the glitter going through. And as you absorb that glitter, just sit here, relax. And I'm gonna get my nurse to come over, and she's going to give you your discharge information. She'll take the IV out, and she'll get everything for you, okay? Yeah. All you need to do here is sit back, close your eyes, and just relax until she comes over. Probably shouldn't be too long, okay? Alright. Alright. It was nice meeting you.